Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. If you have been here for a while, you know that I almost never go live, but it is a beautiful day and I have a lot of positive energy that I would like to share with you all. So here I am. Let me wait a minute and see who will join. Mm. So I was just in Stephanie Perry's live and she spoke about Black women seeking ease and how we have this tendency, how we've been conditioned to seek struggle as a badge of honor, and we want things to be difficult, so we have to prove ourselves, and it is so true. But as we seek ease, I'm all for moving away and seeking an easier lifestyle. But I think before we do that, it is really important that we talk about our inner child and learn to embrace ease on our innermost level before we get out there, because you will find yourself in another country surrounded by peace and safety and be anxious and on edge and tweaking, really looking around for struggle, creating struggle everywhere that you go, and being on edge and anticipating that next catastrophe that you have to respond to. So I would love to talk about what is going on with you and your inner child right now. What is that? How is that relationship going? How are y'all doing? And if your answer to that question is anything remotely I don't really know, I'm not totally sure because I haven't checked in with my inner child. We're not close. I don't really know where she is or what she's up to. Then there's a great chance that she is pissed right now. And if you have an angry inner child, she's mad at you, by the way. Y'all are beefing. You may not know that right now, but y'all are at odds. Okay, there's a whole war between you and your inner child right now. And so long as you have that angry inner child on your hands, she is going to sabotage and hijack your ease. Every attempt that you make as an adult to materialize ease and peace, she's going to be right there to undermine it and sabotage it from within, because it's not fair to her. From her perspective, she feels like, I held you down for your whole childhood. I buried myself and I got small and quiet and hid myself away so you could be a little junior adult ahead of time and survive your traumatic circumstances. And now here you are, grown, you have money, you have agency, and you treat me just like everybody else. You ignore me, you neglect me. When I tell you how I feel, you dismiss it. You tell me I'm being dramatic, too sensitive, spoiled, a brat, immature, stuck in the past. I need to get over it. I need to be satisfied with the less than I deserve. And now you want to move off and pursue ease and leave me behind? Absolutely not. So if you have that raging inner child on your hands, whatever attempt it is that you're working on to gain ease, whether it's in your relationships, your career, your physical location, make some time in your priorities to spend with her, to tune into her, because otherwise she's going to make sure that you get back to square one, to give her that time and attention. She's so powerful. She's going to get her way one way or the other. So you're either going to give it to her now and learn to hear what she has to say, or she's going to decimate everything that you build so that you're left with just her. And as that plot thickens, right, your inner child is mad at you because you now have basically teamed up with your abusers to subjugate her, to reinforce this idea that her desires are not valid, her thoughts and feelings are not worthy of a response. She's not worthy of being honored. So while she's mad at you for that, you were mad at her at the same time. And I think that might be even more difficult to come to terms with. Like, you are angry at your inner child if you've been abused by a parent. If you've been abused by a parent and you haven't done any work to heal that wound, then yes, you are angry at your inner child. And yeah, y'all are beefing. That's why you don't know what's going on with her. That's why when I ask, how is she? What's up with y'all? What's going on? It's a lot of women respond and say, I really don't know who my inner child is. I haven't connected with her in years. It's been years and years. Yeah, why are you angry at your inner child? Well, if you were abused by a parent, you're angry because as children, we internalize abuse from a parent as being our fault. Our young psyche is not ready to embrace the idea that our parent is flawed, that they can't be trusted, that they are an abuser, that they're not safe. We need to be able to imprint on them and have a semblance of a secure attachment to survive the best way that we can. So when they mistreat us, we believe that it's our fault. We believe it's something that we've done that's not that makes us less than worthy of the love that they're withholding from us. We think they're withholding when really they don't have it to give in the first place. But yes, if you were abused by a parent, you're probably resentful of your inner child for being abused. You blame her. You blame her for your parents' shortcoming in the regard of being her parent. And you have some animosity toward her because she feels like a burden. Taking care of her, nurturing her needs, slowing down and sacrificing for her feels like a burden because she's not your child. She belongs to your parent, and it was their responsibility to nurture and raise her. But when you have a narcissist for a parent, that's out the window. So now you find yourself an adult trying to move on and have your life. You want your ease, right? You want peace, you want healing. But that gap between you and your inner child is so wide. There's so much distance, so much anger and resentment. We are afraid to go back and retrieve her. We're afraid to confront her. And it's easier to avoid her. We do so much to avoid our inner child. We will spend an entire life going through the motions and pleasing other people with our career, with where we live, with how we dress, with what we choose to do with our time, day in and day out, to please someone who's never going to give us love or validation that we're seeking. And the entire time, she's like, so you have time for a career, for some kids, for a dog. You have time to watch your shows on whatever. And you're not going to give me any type of quality time. I've been telling you I'm depressed for a decade, and you're not going to go get therapy. I've been telling you for years that I don't feel comfortable at so-and-so's house, and you keep taking me over there because that's what they expect of you. I'm telling you loud and clear right now, I am dreading Mother's Day. I don't want to go. I don't want to call. I don't want to be manipulated. But you're about to force me to go through this motion all over again. Hi, Ladagati. It's so good to be back. I know I have been gone for like 4 months, but it was a purposeful break. And maybe you can tell I had moved, so I'm in a completely different place than I was. I'm still in Phoenix, but I moved into a new apartment, and I don't think I can show you right now, but it's a 3rd floor walk up, and it has a really nice view of the red mountains here in Phoenix. So I'm definitely enjoying my new setup. And I just wanted to come on this morning to share because yesterday I had the privilege of working with three different Black women who were all in various stages of recovering from maternal abuse. And this conversation kept coming up. Like, what's up with you and your inner child? If I asked you that about anybody else in your life, you'd be able to tell me something. You could probably tell me something about your child's teacher right now, more than you could tell me about your inner child. And she is upset about that. That's not okay. She's pissed. She is pissed. And if she exhausts all of her methods of trying to get your attention and you still continue to ignore her, she's going to rebel. She's going to hijack something that is important to you. You want some companionship, you want a partner, you want a family, but you don't want to give her quality time. Great. She's going to make sure that you only attract abusers. She's going to make sure you only attract partners who will reject you, who will not give you the love that you need. So you can end up sitting somewhere in your car crying, boo-hooing, talking about what's wrong with me. So she can be like, hey, I'm right here. I've been trying to tell you the whole time I need therapy. It's stuff for us to talk about. I'm mad about this. I'm upset about that. And you won't give me the time of day. She sees you when you put her last, right? When you tell her that your employer and their expectations are more important than her needs. She needs a wellness day, but you got to go to work and keep a perfect attendance record because you a superhuman, overachiever, extra strong Black woman who doesn't rest. What? And she's like, how dare you? How dare you grow up and switch up on me and treat me like my abusers? So what's up with you and your inner child? How is that relationship going? And if the answer is I don't really know, it's just a void, it's just a gap, I'm not sure. There is a really easy entry point for beginning to mend that relationship. It's not easy, but the initial stages of getting in touch with her is fun. That's a silver lining, I would say. So the way to begin to close that gap that you have with your inner child is to indulge her. She's so mad right now, right? She's like, I see you spending money. You buy all type of things on Amazon. You buy your adult things that you want. But what about my easy bake oven that I never got that I want right now? I'm gonna need you to go online and get me an easy bake oven and sacrifice some of your adult time from doing your adult things to play with me. I want to color. I want to blow bubbles. I want to hula hoop. I want to watch cartoons. I didn't get to do enough of that when I was a kid. We were busy surviving and being an adult. And now you're an adult and you are going to give me a childhood. I'm going to get it one way or the other. We can do this the easy way. We can do it the hard way, but it's a stick up and I'm getting what I came for. So go online, get you some things, get you a light bright, an Etch-a-Sketch, something. Go outside, but it needs to be childlike, not just like go take a responsible adult walk. You need to go play. You need to finger paint. You need to go slide and swing, whatever it looks like. She'll tell you what she wants, but you need to indulge her. Allow her to be free and just play in your presence. You be the parent that she needed. You supervise her while she just explores her freedom. In some sense, you're going to have to sit on the sideline and maybe right now penciling in an hour into your busy schedule to color in a coloring book or go play hopscotch sounds so stupid and you really don't want to do it. This is not about you. I mean, it is about you, but it's not about you. This is about her. And when we talk about narcissism, it takes place on a spectrum. Hi. Yes, I knew somebody needed this. I just feel like somebody needs to hear this because they are so upset. There are so many little inner black girls who are like, at what point do I get to be a kid? I gotta wait another generation to be free. That is Dutch over there. I don't know if you can hear him, but over there looking up a storm. Yes, but there are black girls within us who are waiting to we don't even know what it looks like to be a girl in some sense. Like just a happy, carefree, innocent, burdenless little black girl. And that's the thing. It's your job, but it's also fun. You get to be that free black girl. You get to give her the childhood that she never had, and she's gonna get it one way or the other. So yeah, you may not want to take time to color. You might not want to spend the money on a bop it or a skip it, but she deserves all of it. She deserves all of it. She's like, you buy toys for your dog. I don't get an easy bake oven. Are you kidding me? Do you remember what happened? Do you remember everything that I've been through, everything that I helped you survive? And I sit down and I behave while you go to work and put up with the abuse from your employer, jumping through their hoops, trying to please them, pleasing your whole family, everybody who calls on you for help, for a ride, for some time, for a donation, whatever. You go out your way to help everybody else and please them so that they'll love you. But I'm the one who's been taking care of you this whole time, and I've been trusting you to get me to a safe place when you became the adult to take care of me. And we are conditioned to betray her if we have a narcissistic parent. And it's as simple as it goes all the way back to you being raged at by your parent and then being told you're not allowed to make a face. You're not allowed to look mad or sad. Don't cry. Don't say nothing. Don't flinch. Have no emotional response. That's when you learn to tell her to sit down and shut up and be invisible. So I'm so sorry that your parent taught you that, but it is time to unlearn it. She holds all of your queen energy. Okay. She is in charge. Your inner child is the boss of your life, whether you want to accept that or not. So you're either going to voluntarily give her her flowers and let her get what she needs, or she's going to take it from you. You wonder why you keep dating the same couple genres of abuser. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? Because we do that. We go through the cycle of three of the same relationship over and over again, and then you feel like, well, what's wrong with me? Why don't they love me? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong with you inherently. You're not broken. You're fine. Okay, you're just like everybody else. In fact, you're exceptional. But there is brokenness in your relationship with your inner child, and she's doing everything she can to get your attention. She's trying to get her emotional needs met, and narcissism happens on a spectrum. So on one end, we have that narcissistic parent, right, who's all about themselves down to being willing to sacrifice the well-being of their child to sustain themselves emotionally. But on the other end of that spectrum, there is healthy narcissism, and that's a baby. Babies are fully narcissistic. They don't care what you got going on. They don't care what time it is. They don't care how you feel, what you want to do. They're going to get whatever they need. And if they don't, they're going to cry about it until they do. And we dance to their tune, right? Because they're fully in charge, and that is okay. So your inner child needs a lot of grace, a lot more than you're willing to give yourself on a daily basis, right? Because we, Black women, have been told that we have to get our worthiness through struggle. You have to survive. You got to be single, independent, strong, and fearless, right? To be a good woman. You can't be soft and feminine, then you're weak. And Oh my God. That's not what we value, right? You're Black, you got to be strong. Your inner child is tired of being strong, and she did it. Okay, she put in the work already. She's already gone above and beyond to mature and hold it together. And you know better than anybody else what it is that she survived, what it is that she's had to walk through, right? Oh my gosh, such bravery and strength in the little girls within us. They've survived. And it's our job to honor them. And if not, they're going to rebel. So for some of us, honoring them means taking a break from your schedule, taking a break from holding yourself accountable to being perfect, from being excellent all the time, from having to be better than normal, to rest. Sometimes you just need to give yourself room to be a kid, to be imperfect. Let your hair be messed up and not care. Okay, sometimes you just don't go to work. Call out. You don't have to be sick. Just stay home. Go play. She deserves it. Just take 2 seconds to remember what she's been through and then tell her she doesn't deserve a day off if that's what she wants. She doesn't get one day to just sit in the bed in her pajamas and eat cereal and watch cartoons. How much of that did she really get as a kid? Well, you now are her parent, right? That's why reparenting is so important, because we have inherited our inner child if our parent didn't raise them. So, parent, you have to parent her or she's going to rebel, and you're not going to get much done. You're not going to have much ease with a rebellious toddler, a rebellious angry toddler. They're mad at you. That's not what you want. Yes. Self-care really is revolutionary for us because we've been taught to sacrifice ourselves. We've been taught that suffering, enduring suffering, is how we gain worthiness. And I know we have a lot going on right now, but if as Black women, we're moving away from choosing to be strong, from being everybody's scapegoat, we have to embrace some radical self-care. And again, that's not necessarily for everybody, but if you've been abused by a parent, man, especially abuse, okay? I'm not talking about a subtly narcissistic parent or grandparent who communicates difficultly, and you can't trust them. I'm not talking about the low end of narcissism. I'm talking about abuse, verbal attacks, physical violence, sexual attacks. When you talk to a Black woman about her childhood experience, she tells you things that you cannot imagine. Like, what? Your little girl went through that? Your little girl survived that? And here you are, and nobody would ever know you live a normal life. You go to work, you're a productive member of society, and you just are carrying that trauma. You never got therapy. You never allowed her voice to be heard. You never confronted your abuser. You never got any sort of retribution, and you're just okay. Newsflash, you're losing a lot of your energy to carrying that trauma. One of the women that I worked with yesterday, meeting with her made me so, so happy because it is her 5th session and her progress is just like off the chart. She's like, nope, I don't feel guilty about no contact anymore. I feel free. There's no more shame. There's no more fear. I'm in touch with my anger. I've embraced my inner child. I can reach out and touch her. We're developing a relationship. And now that I'm comfortable embracing my feelings and raging, I have more energy when I'm at work. I have more energy when I'm by myself. I feel better. I'm happier. I haven't felt this way in years. You are carrying so much, and that drains you. You're used to it at this point. You think it's normal, but you're out here carrying decades and decades of trauma on the job and then still overachieving. So if you want to stop being strong, you want to embrace ease, you got to bring it down a notch. You have to stop putting yourself through so much. You got to put some stuff down. And that trauma is definitely one of them. You don't need it. But it that is a tough bag to unpack. It hurts. That's why we avoid the inner child. It hurts to hear what she has to say. It hurts to identify with her because she has been abused. She is like pin the tail on the donkey. She's the donkey that all of your abuse and trauma has been pinned on. She's the scapegoat. And that's the thing. If you allow her to be your scapegoat, you're no better than your parent from her perspective. You distance yourself from your negative feelings by pinning in on her. And that's the same thing our narcissistic parent does to us by causing us to repeat their trauma, by treating us the way their narcissistic parent treated them. So breaking that cycle means being willing to identify with her experience of being abused and accepting that it's not her fault. It's not her fault that she was abused. It's not her fault that your parent didn't love her correctly, didn't treat her with respect. That's not her fault. And it's okay to love her with her flaws. It's okay to accept her and celebrate her, even with what she's been through. She's not broken. She's not damaged. There's nothing wrong with her. She's been abused and she needs your empathy and compassion. She needs you to hold her. She needs you to console her. She needs you to indulge her and honor her, show her that she's worthy, that she's valuable. And you do that by putting her on your calendar, right? If you make time for everything else, all your appointments, everything that you need to maintain yourself, to function in your life, she deserves space on your calendar. There ought to be evidence of some of the 5 love languages from you to her. Are you buying her gifts? Are you affirming her with your words? Are you spending your quality time with her? Are you doing anything to service her? There should be some evidence that you love her. And if she feels neglected and unwanted by you, she's going to act out. Just like any other child. She will get negative attention. Okay, she will spend up all your money on other stuff. None of the fun stuff that she wants, but she's going to cause you to overspend and she's going to snatch it. Right? Like you might want to save for retirement or buy a house or whatever you're working towards. But nope, she's going to emotionally hijack you and get you to spend it. If you keep going through the motions at work of letting them exploit you and overwork you and dangle these carrots in front of you to keep you hustling for them, but you won't hustle for her, she's going to drain your energy. She's going to keep you up at night when you ought to be sleeping. She's going to be a heavy rock on your chest that makes you so sad that you can't get out of bed on Saturday when you have time for yourself or when you should be doing all the things to get ready for work the next day, right? She's going to get in your way. So starting out with her, because she's been through so much, because she's already done enough, please be gentle with her. Don't criticize or limit her. Okay. If she wants to do some irrational things that are outside of your normal, uh, perfect, rational, overachieving type A personality, you got to let her. It's better to indulge her by spending maybe a little more money than you should, buying her some toys on Amazon than allowing her to hijack you and spend more some other way. It's better for you to get in the trenches with her now and figure out what she internalized about how her narcissistic parent treated her so she doesn't hijack your next three relationships and cause you to repeat that same cycle trying to figure it out with her that way because you will only give your time and attention to this other person. If she wants to, I guess this is what I did yesterday. My inner child wanted some cheesecake. I don't even like cheesecake like that. But I was having an emotional day. And I said, you know what? Sure. Cheesecake it is. And I would rather do that and indulge her on the front end than ignore how she's feeling and then have an eating binge later. Right? That's how she works. So if she is letting you know what she wants, what she needs, just practice indulging her. Give it in a little bit. She deserves it. Yes, thank you. It is my pleasure. Like it makes me feel so good to see other Black women conquering this same trauma. And it's really surreal to have, man, to be raised by a narcissistic parent, to have lived in that prison of being abused, being a victim, feeling like Ike and Tina every day behind the scenes, to promising myself in early childhood, like as soon as we can, we are getting away from here. This is not our life. We're escaping. Growing up and getting that agency, getting to safety, eventually cutting my abuser off, and now through no contact having full safety, but not just that, to be able to help other Black women go through that same process. So this client did that in 5 sessions. It took me like 3 years. 3 years, so much therapy, oh, so many ups and downs, and emotional drama and self-loathing, trying to figure out what was wrong with me when the whole time my inner child needed healing. She needed parenting. And I was busy putting her off because I felt like, no, I don't want to parent you. I don't have any kids. I didn't ask for you. You are not my responsibility. And being mad at her for being abused, for not being good enough to be loved and accepted the way that she deserved. I made it her fault, and it created a block that prevented me from embracing the ease I created by going no contact in the first place. And when you create that ease, when you do find yourself in another country and none of your abusers are around, nothing familiar that you're attached to emotionally is around, if you haven't reconciled with your inner child, you are going to be so uncomfortable because now you're just in a room with this stranger who's mad at you. And you took her to another country. There's no distraction, there's no escape. Mm. Yeah, it feels really good to see Black women embrace their inner child and just play, just be at peace. Go buy a doll. I saw this doll on TikTok for Black girls. She has natural hair that you can wash and condition. You can put product in it, you can style it. And I got so excited when I dropped a little tear. I was like, wow, that really would have changed my childhood to have a doll with hair like me that I could learn how to take care of my natural hair with it. And man, so yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten it yet. I don't truly want it. But if my inner child said, I want that, I need that to make up for the childhood that I didn't get, then we will be getting that doll. She's in charge. She's in charge to a degree. Yes, you can have this $100 doll or $200, however much it is. I will indulge you and use my very adult money to buy you this doll and play with it. Exactly, from lack to legacy. Once you do the work, then you are free. Okay. Then she'll calm down and she'll let you have fun. She'll let you have your ease. Right. But if you try to skip off and go be on somebody's yacht deck right now and she's still mad about 1994 and you ignore her, she's going to hijack it. She's going to act up. She's going to show up for sure. That's not fair to her. But if you sit with her and give her the time she needs, give her the therapy that she should have gotten decades ago, my goodness, indulge her, then she'll rest and she'll let you have what you want. You can be on that yacht deck and enjoy yourself, not be triggered by every other thing and being snatched back to when you were 7 because she'll be at peace within you. And she'll know that you're going to make time for her again soon. She's not now like pitched off to this island by herself. Like, I'll rest right now while you do your thing because I know at some point you're going to take time to give me what I need. You're going to spend some more time with me. You're going to come play with me. We're going to have our time together because she gets to develop a secure attachment to you as her parent. That's what we didn't have if we were abused by a parent. The opportunity to develop a secure attachment. Like, my needs are met consistently so I can rest and be at peace. I can allow my parent to take a step back and have their own life and not be mad and resent them because they give me everything I need. Yes, please eat your cereal for dinner. Please eat your cereal for dinner. That makes me so happy. Yes. Eat your cereal for dinner. Watch some cartoons. You'd be surprised how triggered you become if you turn on a cartoon that you used to watch when you were a kid. Triggered, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I remember I remember the time when I was carefree enough that this is what I wanted to do, and I didn't really get enough of it. So get it now. You deserve it. Your inner child is at a deficit, so it might feel like it's out of alignment with timing right now, but you didn't get it. You didn't get it when you were supposed to have it. You were busy being an adult. So now that you're an adult, if you want to turn these scales, if you want to right the wrong and align it, you're going to have to catch up on what you didn't get. You have to indulge and get the childhood if you want to move on and be the functional, healthy, responsible adult with positive boundaries and healthy relationships. You have to double back and give her what she needs. Yes, stay up late, don't set an alarm, order delivery. Exactly. Yes, please be a teenager. Yes, be a little bit irresponsible. It's okay. And it's like, as Black women, we have so many different critics in our heads telling us, like, setting all these false expectations. Like, don't go to sleep with a sink full of dishes because that makes you a bad Black woman. That makes you you're not wife material. Don't go to sleep with dishes in the sink. Sometimes bump them dishes. Sometimes you deserve that. You get that. You deserve to stay up late doing something that you purely enjoy and leave it a mess and just go to bed. Sometimes. You deserve to get swept up in the feeling of playing. Like, you remember those lanyards that we used to make for some reason? With the, I don't even know what that is, the lantern string. Get you some lantern string if that was your thing. Make some keychains. Get one of those little jewelry kits and make you some little trinkety kid jewelry. Make some easy bake oven food and make somebody else eat it. Have a tea party. Okay. You remember the little clickety clack heels? A little tiara. Yeah, go get you some toys. Man, take a break. It feels so good to just take a break. And if you can take a break and play, it's going to make it that much easier to take a break and enjoy ease in all these other areas of your life. But if you can't do it in that innermost area in your relationship with yourself, you're going to be at odds with ease everywhere else. Mm. So, yes, my question is, what is up with you and your inner child? How is that relationship going? How is she doing? And if you don't have a clear handle on her, how can you start to indulge her right now, today? Yes to tea parties. Absolutely. Yes to tea parties. Yes to cereal in bed. Yes to staying up late, no alarm. Don't cook, order it. Yes, all the things. Be a teenager. When it comes to mental health, I've also noticed I hear a lot of Black women um, like beating themselves up for needing a crutch while they're healing. If you need to smoke, if you need to drink, if you need to use comfort food as a crutch while you go through mourning the voluntary loss of a parent because you've been abused, like that is crazy, astronomical trauma. Just have the crutch. It doesn't take away from you as a person. It doesn't make you less than. It's not bad. It doesn't make you an addict. You're not gonna all of a sudden just lose control and forget how to take care of yourself because you smoke a little bit. Like, relax. Relax. It is okay. And then the flip side of that is when I work with women who are not Black, they be on 4 and 5 different prescriptions like it ain't nothing. Just like, oh, yep, I'm handling it with no shame about needing a crutch, no shame about asking for help or seeking some sort of support for their journey. So please give yourself grace. Be nice to your inner child. She deserves it. Yes, relax. When you have had to live in a state of survival for an extended period of time, it feels really strange to relax. You're like a cat, you're like, you're on edge, looking around, waiting for the next attack. Where's the next comment coming from? Where's the next manipulation coming from? Where's the next threat? So you look for it and you create it if it's not there. You create struggle if it's not there because you need struggle to respond to. And a great way to counteract that conditioning is to play. Allow yourself to play. Seriously, go get some Barbies. Go get some Play-Doh. Go get a skip it, a hula hoop, something, some marbles. Go play. Go do some flips. Go roll around the grass. Just go play. And it might not feel like, you might have to fake it till you make it a little bit at first, but somewhere in there you're going to meet your inner child and you will be playing with her because she's going to get so much out of it. Do you know how long she has been waiting to just go to recess? You know how it feels when you're like waiting on an adult as a kid to finish all their stuff and you're so bored and nothing's about you and you just have to sit there and be quiet and go along until you get home and it's your time again. She's been waiting for you for so long. She has been waiting. She's been well behaved, considering. She's been quiet and obedient. She's been strong. She's been good. When the heck is it going to be her turn? When does she get to play and just be free and be a kid? When does she get to feel special? Yes. Yes, from lack to legacy. Get that childhood back. Ride your bike. Do all the things. I'm so happy for you. Just out having fun. And see, if we don't do the work first, we don't actually have a desire. We won't have a desire to go ride our bike somewhere. Just see, your inner child is like, I want to play. But you're telling her, chill out. We don't gotta do all that. It's not that serious. You don't need that. Just sit down and play with this. Here's the phone. That's what we're doing to our inner child. And she's increasingly out of patience for us when she sees that we're not listening. It's only natural that she will rebel at some point. Affirmations for women. Can you share more about your experience with acupuncture to release childhood trauma? Sure. So while I was like 3 years deep into my healing journey, I had been in therapy for a while already, and I had surfaced some trauma, done exposure therapy, and gotten in touch with my traumatic experiences, but I was hitting a wall. It was like I could only get so much healing out of talking about it and observing it. And I tried auricular acupuncture for PTSD, which involves inserting needles into, I think it's 6 pressure points in the ear, like the inner ear and the outer ear. And the sessions themselves are, they put the needles in, you lay back and basically take a nap for an hour. So the sessions themselves are really calming and therapeutic. But that treatment releases trapped pain, trapped psychic energy, trapped repressed emotion. And my God, I say it's a game changer, but it was just so intense, so intense. Like, I highly recommend it if you are someone who is ready to get to the bottom of your trauma, but please be advised that the results are so intense. It was like after one session, it was like a freight train ran me over. Okay, I was at home on my bathroom floor screaming in pain because all of a sudden a fresh wave of emotion was like accessible to me. It was like it pulled back a layer that had been in place, a veil that protected me from the fullness of my own experience. And all of a sudden I could see it, I could feel it, I could touch it. It was right there and it leveled me. I did that treatment for about 9 months. And during that 9 months, when I cried every single day. Do you know how crazy you feel when you cry every single day? And at the time, I had already gone on sabbatical. I wasn't working. So I had created all this peace and ease, and I was just living my best life, or at least trying to. But then I'm like, wait a minute, why am I crying? I haven't done anything today. I'm just at home chilling. Why am I crying every day for 9 months? Because all of a sudden the morning was fresh. The morning my parent, the morning for my inner child, for all the abuse that she had endured, it was fresh. It was like I had to just weep for her. for myself, for all the abuse I had endured, for all the abuse that I let into my life in the form of toxic partners, following the abuse of my parent. It was just like everything was at the surface and coming out. It caused a purge, it caused an overflow. And toward the end of that 9-month treatment, I had a normal session and went home, and I remembered something. It was a repressed memory because it wasn't that I forgot about it. It was just buried. I don't know. I was disconnected from it. And I connected with it that day. Oh my God, it was like a death. It was like getting shot. That's how it felt. Once again, there I was on my bathroom floor. I don't know why revelation comes in the bathroom, but it does. On my bathroom floor, screaming, crying, wailing, feeling like I was dying because it was the realization of what happened to me was ripping through my body and coming out. And it hurt, physically hurt, emotionally hurt, all the things. It was painful, it was uncomfortable, it was so ugly and unpleasant. But after that day, when I got up off that floor, from that moment moving forward, my guilt about going no contact was gone, done with. Any doubt about whether or not I was being dramatic, am I too sensitive, am I making a mistake by missing out on a relationship with my mom? Nope. All of that went out the window. All of that. At that point, it was like, okay, inner child, you get your respect for sure. Let me put you on your little queen throne. Let me give you the princess treatment because not only do you deserve it, but having gone to the depths of my own pain, I will not betray you again. I'm not going to put you through more. I'm not subjecting you to this abuser again. I'm not doing it. And it was 2 months before I sold my house and moved to Mexico. And man, I felt so free. I got the best rest. I'm so glad I did that work before Mexico because I got the best rest of my life. Okay. Ooh, I was in that Airbnb knocked out, sleeping upstairs in the bed, downstairs. I would wake up and go downstairs and lay on the couch and take another nap, and then wake up and go upstairs and take a bed nap, and then just come on down and make a healthy, fresh dinner and go back to sleep. There were no voices telling me I should be productive, beating myself up for not doing anything. I enjoyed that rest, every last drop of it. Mm. So yeah, acupuncture, auricular acupuncture specifically in the ear is a game changer for releasing that childhood trauma, but it is not a punk. So don't do it if you're not ready because it's going to get you. Oh, man. I'm so happy I did that work. I'm so happy it's behind me. It sucked to go through. It sucks to go no contact with a parent, but it sucks to be abused too. Can you spell auricular acupuncture? Sure. Hold on, let me double check. Yes, okay. There you go. Auricular acupuncture. I went to modern acupuncture to get mine. It's just like a franchise studio where I live, and they're located in several cities around the U.S. So if one of those are in your area, that's an easy way to just get the treatment. Usually, employer provided insurance will cover a number of sessions. I think it's like 8 sessions for free. But when you go, just make sure that you state that you want auricular acupuncture for PTSD and get that specific treatment because acupuncture can, the needles can go many places and treat lots of different things. And by all means, try full body acupuncture, try facial acupuncture. Okay, it works better than any kind of cream or anything out there. acupuncture is great. Try it for all things, but specifically for the childhood trauma, you want the auricular acupuncture for PTSD. Um, yes, so let's see. We said that you are likely beefing with your inner child if you don't really know where she is or what's up with her. She's mad at you and you're mad at her because you don't want to take care of her. You resent her for being abused. And it's time that y'all reconcile this. Okay, it's time to get together, hear why she's mad at you and acknowledge it. Come to terms with why you're mad at her. So the two of you can be partners in your life. You all can work together because she's your best friend. She's your life partner. She's going to be there with you every single day through all the relationships, circumstances, and ups and downs. So please partner with her. She's much better to have as a partner than an enemy for sure. But the way to do that, if there's a lot of distance, is keep it really positive and simple and easy and fun at the beginning. Just indulge her. Let her win. Okay. Don't require her to be rational, to meet you where you're at, to be responsible or reasonable. Don't expect her to do that. Let her be unreasonable. Okay? Let her be unreasonable. Indulge her for a bit. And I'm not saying take on a reckless lifestyle. I'm saying give in to her and allow her to have childhood on her terms long enough to feel safe and work with you. She'll mature, she'll come around, but starting out, she needs it her way. She needs to be in charge, she needs to feel special. So figure out some fun stuff to do. I look forward to hearing from you. What toys did you buy? I might get myself an easy bake oven. That's the thing. Get you a light bright, a jump rope, a hula hoop, some bubbles, a coloring book, a Game Boy, something. Well, that was the message that I wanted to share to let you know, put you on notice that your inner child is mad at you and you're probably mad at her. So yes, y'all are beefing. Please get to the bottom of that. Yes, go to recess. Please give yourself that recess. Thank you all for being here, for your input. If there's no last quick question, then we are going to wrap up for today. And I'm not making any promises, but I would like to be more consistent with posting on my YouTube channel. So I'm working on lining up some women, some no contact survivors, so we can talk to them about their experience. And yes, pushing myself to be here. I'm such an introvert. Okay, going live is like not a thing that I really want to do. But fortunately, we have women like Stephanie Perry who push women like me to do things like this. So here I am, and this was fun. I enjoyed talking to you all. And yes, I will be back. So thank you, and we'll talk soon. Have a good weekend.